Once again, we want to say hello to our first technical webinar. If this webinar is helpful for you, please let us know. Then we will organize this kind of webinar in the future again. The chat is open for questions. Please use the chat room and we will answer your questions at the end of this meeting. General information about our firmware and driver part and update. Firmware is available only in our technical area. You have to log in for access the firmware, but every certified technical employee should have a username and a password for this area. The driver for the scanners is available on our official website and also in the technical area. If you update at customer site, please keep in your mind that firmware and driver is one pair which works together. If firmware is updated, you must update the driver also. For parts on our scanners, please use the technical hotline. You can reach them via phone or email. If you need anything, please have the serial number available. Then we can identify the part for your scanner. If you send the request via email, then it will be helpful to add a picture of the requested part to the email. Now we have firmware and driver. With the new firmware, we also release a technical info. You see it here on the right side as picture. After a list of version numbers, you can find the section Note. Please read this section carefully. Here is standing what you need for a successful update. This can be the information that after firmware update, you have to do a wide calibration, for example. Or as you can see in the sample here, you have to add the instruction tar to the USB stick. This information can be different from release to release. Only the important information will be there. As you know, Innotec was taken over from Datawin. Innotec is now a brand name from Datawin GmbH. This is the reason for these changes we have done. If you install the new driver, in the directory will be changed automatically. But please keep in your mind, if you have set up some parameters inside of the driver ini files, and these parameters includes path informations, it can be happen that this path isn't working anymore. Take care after update that everything is working, log files, etc. With the new parameter daily log, you can create every day a new log file. The log files will be stored with the current date in the log directory. Instead of on this parameter, you can use a number. This number in days will take care that older log files will be deleted automatically from the system. If you use 14, for example, then after 14 days, all older log files will be deleted automatically. The user interface on the PC is an ongoing process. From time to time, we will change it, and the new version will be published with a new firmware release. In this release, we have optimized the view for 720 pixels and changed the settings part. The tabs from the different areas are now changed to the left side from the settings area instead of the top of the window. The left side is now the general image settings, front side, rear side, and so on. All these tabs can be selected there. Also, the settings of one tab, the right side, are now only one column, and the scroll bar was added on the right side to scroll down all settings. Driver dialog. We have added now the live view. It's a new functionality. This will give you the possibility to set up your bitonal settings on an easy way. If you have difficult documents in your batch, then this tool will give you a good option to find the right setup for it. How this works will you see now in a live presentation, and I take over to Klaus to share the screen.
Yes, thank you. So I will share my screen here. Come on. Where's the share? There. Okay. So you should see my screen now, where you see the driver dialog. Peter already mentioned to you, and you see here the live view button. And if you put in a paper to your feeder and press the live view, actually you will get immediately a screen where you see the raw image on the left side and the actual resulting bitonal image on the right side. You have the possibility to zoom in and out and scroll over the image. And actually, you can change or use the bitonal setting to see in the live mode how your settings will take part on the image and what is changed by changing the settings at all. So you see if I turn a scroll, a bar here or a parameter here, how the right image will change its view, and it's a live calculation. You also can go back to the default image, and after you set up all the settings you want to do, and you press close here. Sorry, normally you get requested if the settings you have done should be overtaken to your front and back side bitonal settings. This live view will be extended with the next coming releases, more and more with different other settings, as Peter already mentioned. Back to Peter.
Okay, I will share my screen again. Okay, come to the next slide. If you select the More Settings button on the screen, you will get an information window now that the control of the scanner settings is on the scanner display. You can do settings at the scanner and cancel with the cancel button on the PC. If you do settings on the scanner, you have to press the save button on the display of the scanner. Otherwise, if you cancel here, you are back on your settings, but you don't have saved anything. All already done changes on the display of the scanner will be lost then. So. We have now a stop event controlled. We can control via patch code a stop event. This can help for difficult documents, for example, in the batch. And you have to, if you have to reduce the speed, or you take care about long documents, and you have to that these documents will be stacked in a right condition in the batch, then you can stop the scanner. You always can use the patch code stop event if you have to change anything in the software or on the scanner before you can go ahead with scanning. So it means slow down the scanner, control the stacking, and so on. Another event control we have added is the function print start at and print stop at. This event was added for screen printer, but keep in your mind with 661 series, it takes effect on the subsequent sheet after the event occurs. The next is saturation. This function saturation is available on the graphical user interface and also on the scanner display. This setting gives you the possibility to overexpose images to get extreme bright images. This is partly a wish from some customers if they know this overexposed images from our competition. At the just a second. I have here this slide first. At the Add and Remove Border menu, you can now mark the fill color. Color can be changed for easier recognizing where the original documents ends. You can select all available colors from the sub window at the scanner. You see here on the screen, all colors are possible. If no color is selected, the original overscan area from the scanner will be displayed. At the input and output area, you will find new options. Two new options were added to the scanner functions. Now it is possible to control output to front add and output to rear add via the already known control options, like every patch code, only at patch 1, and so on. All these things are possible. This sample you see here is a slide on the slide is from the 8X1, but it can be used also at the 6X1. The difference is only is you have only one output tray at the 6X1. Also, one helpful tool we have in the meanwhile is the emulation. Using the emulation is helpful to get comfortable with the scanner screen and the possible settings you will find there. It's easy to set up the emulation. Only the Oracle VirtualBox Manager and our emulation must be downloaded. After installing, you are able to do all the settings as you will be direct in front of a scanner. The displayed links can be used for the download. For historical archives in museums, we have created some special options for the 661. This is only for the 661, not for the 8X1. This will help you to use the 661 exactly in this environment. The first option is slow down. This option gives you the possibility to slow down the scanning speed for fragile documents. 70, 40, or 20 pages per minute are possible then. The second option are the silicon rollers. Instead of the well-known metal rollers we have by default inside of the scanner, the silicon rollers can be ordered without extra costs, but let us know this already at ordering the scanner. Then we can place it inside of the scanner. The third option we have is the calibration for ISO and FACI. This can be done from us, or you can do it by yourself. But please keep in your mind that this is an ongoing process and you will have to calibrate the scanner from time to time, again, for taking care about the quality. Detailed webinar, how the calibration setup for ISO and FACI works, will follow. Sorry, one fast. Here you can see the recommended PC configuration. A PC with this configuration can be used for 6X1 and also for 8X1. This information can be downloaded from our website. Please see the link on this slide. But it's also every USB stick delivered with our scanners to the customer. You can find it in the manual directory on the USB stick. Hardware information. From time to time, we have update on the hardware components. These updates can be used, but it isn't a must. In the hardware information, you will get the information for the reason and add the part also. If your customer has exactly the described symptom, then it will be helpful to add the new part. On the bottom line, you see the download link where you can find the hardware information. For each series, 6X1 and 8X1, we have a separate hardware information file. This is also a part of the hardware information of the 6X1 series. We have optimized the position of the metal detectors. In this case, please clarify the situation with our service before ordering new parts. This was our first webinar presentation. And do you have any questions so far? No more questions? Hope we can help you with this information, and it will be interesting for you. And there are some informations you don't know before, hopefully. And if you have further information or if you need support from us, please use our contact information. If you, my private information or my company informations are still standing there, but if you need immediate support, please use the support line on the bottom with a special phone number and the special email address, support@innotech.eu. This address will be forwarded if supporting person at the moment. So if I'm on the road at customer side, it can be happen that I cannot answer your request immediately. So with the support and Innotech at Innotech EU, you will have immediate response. So this was it from my side.
Yes, thank you, Peter. Some final words from my side. One thing is that one person asked a question in the chat, possibly also interesting for all the guys here. Do you have a real parts manual, not only the list? As you know, there's a spare part list existing on the website. All technicians are knowing them from the technical area. Yeah, to replace the former spare part tool we had with the graphics inside and so on, we intermittent have this spare part list, which is but only one list we are using for now. Actually, we are creating a new tool, and of course, this new tool is also again equipped with some graphics and explosion figures inside. So it would be more easier for the future when this tool was or is released. But I'm actually don't have any release date for this. So hopefully this answered your questions, Mr. Freewood. So to all other guys, thank you to Peter. Final words from my side. We have recorded this small webinar. That means you will get the recording afterwards as a link in a mail newsletter just to the same participants we invited to this webinar as well. And yeah, finally, this was only the news, the main news, which were released inside this year, this last year, 2022. So we will repeat this webinar if it was helpful, sometimes here, depending on how much releases we have. So also thank you from my side for your concentration and your interest. And back to Peter.
Yeah, this was it from my side. We will add also a link for the presentation in PDF format that you can take a look at the links I gave you for downloading some parts like the hardware instruction and also the emulation. So this will be added to the answer to our webinar here.